Today we're going to talk about alfalfa varieties. It may not seem that alfalfa varieties differ that much, but they certainly do. And the University of California tests varieties over a wide range of locations and different fall dormancies. And today we're going to talk about those yields and quality differences, particularly those that are related to the reduced lignin trait in alfalfa. Here we are at Davis, California, at the University of California Plant Science Farm, where we test alfalfa varieties for the Sacramento Valley. And back of me are approximately 50 different varieties that are commonly grown in this region. And we plant them side by side in replicated trials. Each plot is weighed separately, and we correct for dry matter and report data on these trials in tables like this. However, these are a little hard to see. So you can take a look at our online reports, which are at this website here. Some people wonder whether choosing a superior variety is an important decision economically, and this data shows that it certainly is, that over a period of time you can accrue hundreds, if not thousands of dollars benefit in return on investment at both the Davis and the Kearney sites, estimated from these variety trials that we conduct at the University of California. In back of me at Davis, we can plant anywhere from fall dormancy 4s through fall dormancies 9s at Davis. As you get further south, you probably would not plant fall dormancy 4s in this environment. And for example, in the Imperial Valley near Mexico, we would plant only 8s, 9s, 10s, and 11s. And up near Oregon, in the Intermountain area, we would only plant 3s and 4s and occasional 5 or 6 in the Intermountain area. We're about a week away from a harvest here, but you can see the growth of the non-dormant types, fall dormancy 8s and 9s, are so much more vigorous and taller than the fall dormancy 4s, which are here. Fall dormancy 3s and 4s are typical of those varieties grown not only in the Intermountain area of California and the Pacific Northwest, but also in Wisconsin, Minnesota, the northern states. Fall dormancy 8s and 9s are the most appropriate for the southern San Joaquin Valley and the low deserts of California. Sometimes 7s, but as you get further north in the Sacramento Valley. However, they also tend to be somewhat lower in quality, especially averaged over the year. And you can see in this chart that the fall dormancy 4s through 7s tend to be a little bit higher in quality, lower in fiber, higher in protein than the more dormant lines. Let's turn our attention now to the importance of cutting schedules and how they might interact with varieties. Cutting schedules are probably the major way that growers can manipulate yield and quality in their alfalfa in real time. However, it also depends upon variety. And today we're going to be talking primarily about varieties, but let's not forget that cutting schedule is one of our key factors. This graph shows the importance of cutting schedules towards yield as well as quality. See the higher yield at 35 days, but the lower quality. This brings us to a more recent study that we've conducted at the University of California Kearney Ag Station at Parlier and also at UC Davis over the last 4 to 5 years. This was conducted by graduate student Brenda Perez and also by the UC Davis Forge team and also by the field station staff at the Kearney Ag Center. In this trial, we have 3 different cutting schedules. This one is a normal cutting schedule, which in midsummer is a 28-day schedule. You can see here we have quite a bit of bloom here. So even at 28 days, we get some reduction in quality at that level. Over here, we have the late cutting schedule, which is 35 days. And this has the advantage of increasing yields in alfalfa and also stand longevity. Over here we have another treatment. And this is what we call the staggered treatment, where the crop is cut at short intervals and then followed by long intervals. So 21 days followed by 35-day intervals. And the advantage of that is that you get some high quality harvest. You can see here that this will be a very high quality harvest even in August of 2020. whereas the 28-day is likely to be lower quality than that. Here's part of the cutting schedule trial. We have 8 varieties that are being tested. You can see that there are some variety differences after 3 years of production in terms of regrowth potential. And you see some that are quite vigorous and some that are beginning to deteriorate over periods of time. In this trial, we have both low lignin Harv Extra and high gest varieties as well as controlled varieties to test the differences in the Central Valley of California. Here are some of the results from this trial. You can see here that the digestibility of the fiber, the NDF digestibility, was higher in the staggered and the normal compared with the late cutting schedules. And here you can see that the high gest and Harv Extra lines are higher in digestibility than the normal lines averaged over the 2 years of this trial. These data illustrate the yield quality trade-off with cutting schedules and varieties at the Parlier site. This variety here, for example, is a conventional variety harvested at 28 days, and this variety is a Harv Extra variety harvested later, 35 days throughout the year. And this is a 2-year data set that shows that the yields are superior to the late harvested variety, but the digestibility is about the same because you're using a low lignin variety. So, what are some of our conclusions from this study? First of all, harvest schedule remains our most powerful management tool to manipulate both yield and quality in alfalfa. Secondly, staggered schedules are likely to improve overall quality over the year. Thirdly, these reduced lignin lines, particularly Harv Extra, appears to offer opportunities for improving quality while maintaining yields with our later harvests that sometimes are necessary to maintain yields. Many thanks to the Kearney Ag Center at Parlier for their tremendous assistance in conducting these trials. Without them, we could not have done it.